I literally just woke up. It's like 2 p.m. now, or maybe 1:30, I don't know. Yesterday I was at FYE and I wanted to buy movies, but they stopped getting shipments because they're closing the store down, which is like a really sad day for America. But yes, I'm gonna go to Best Buy. I'm gonna see what new titles they have out now. Alright, let's drive. Like I am hitting a bit of traffic. I've arrived here at Best Buy. Now watch, I'm going to film where I parked, right? Because I like to park away from people. When someone sees like an exotic car, or when I see an exotic car, I tend to park away from them because I know that they're parking so people don't park next to their car. But yes, so I'm gonna film now. Then when I get out, I'll film some more, and then we'll see what happens. That's the closest car to my car. So let's see. Because people get to be really annoying. I have this. Oh, this movie sucked. Maybe I'll get this one. I don't know. Oh, no. And I also found this movie. Night Hunter. Looks pretty good, so I shall take it. Ready? Watch this. Remember I showed you guys that there was a lot of parking. That car was just getting out, parked next to my car. Now I'm not saying my car is so fucking special, but fucking really dude. Look at all that fucking parking. Look, not even look, there's a fucking parking spot over there, all the way down there, all the way over there. But no, this fucking dickhead had to fucking park, and this is the proof that they were parked. I'm finished beating the shit out of my car. Now I'm here at the graveyard because I want to tell you guys a ghost story. Let's take a look at some graves and let's take a look at the dead. Here is a short story of a demonic possession studied by a psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Richard Gallagher. He attended an exorcism one night as the priests and nuns began to pray over a woman. The doctor was there when the woman began speaking in a deep, guttural male voice and in different high-pitched voices, and also a mysterious voice that only spoke in Latin. As he was conducting a science experiment, he had the nuns throw regular water on the woman and had no effect. But then they sprayed holy water on the woman and she began to scream in pain and the voices were threatening all of them. Dr. Gallagher always thought that demonic possession and the ritual of exorcism was just a way of the ancients dealing with mental disorders, but he claims in the demonic possession ritual he attended was very real. He and himself heard other voices and languages coming out of people and people displaying secret knowledge and secrets about others who were at the ritual they could not have known. He also witnessed a woman who was 90 pounds soaking wet throw a deacon of a church who was about 200 pounds across the room. He commented that that particular event wasn't psychiatry, that it was something else. His creepiest encounter was one that he called the devil's wife. She went by the name Julia. She went to church claiming she was possessed by a demon, and the church referred to her to Gallagher for a mental evaluation. She became his first case that he took. During her exorcism, the demon knew his mother had passed away from cancer, but Gallagher claimed that he was never scared. He looked at it as if it was very creepy, but in his heart he said he was on the winning side. just got back in my car. The graveyard was extremely cold and my phone died as I was filming. I was like running back to my car, like seriously, I thought like my chest was just going to explode, but it did not. I'm ready to get something to eat. This is what I will be eating. Time for a movie review. Just watched the flick Night Hunter. The guy from Superman is in it. I forgot his name. It's about a serial killer that abducts women, keeps them prisoner, rapes them, and kills. He only abducts attractive girls, never unattractive. The movie began with an ex-judge and a girl he took under his wing. They both were trying to hunt down the abductor, but in their madness, they castrate any man who solicits sex from young girls, and eventually are caught by the police, and that's how they capture the killer. The crazy part is that he has a twin brother that's mentally challenged, and the actual abductor has aid from his defective brother, and the police arrested the slow one, and the actual one not. So they have him in the police station, and they can't figure out why cops are being killed whilst they have their suspect. How the normal brother gets his handicapped brother out of the police station is by abducting the baby of a police officer. He went to the officer's house, knocked his wife out, and took the baby. Demands to the officer to free his brother with instructions. So the cop goes to the station and a box arrives, and they all think it's some type of bomb. The officer helps the handicapped brother escape, goes back to the station, and there are two bomb squad members and the Superman guy opening the box, and there was his baby, and it seemed the child was not breathing, and the Superman guy opening the box, and there was his baby, and it seemed the child wasn't breathing at first, but then the baby takes a deep breath, and I was just like, oh wow, holy crap, because it was like, you know, you don't want to see a dead infant. That's just not on my mind, you know? Anyway, the name of the movie is called Night Hunter. Watch it. I give it an 8.0. I was scrolling through the Facebook feed and I came across a post that was about Anna Nicole Smith genuinely in love with her husband, 60 years her age, James Howard Marshall. And I completely disagree with the post, because the evidence and the facts show otherwise. Anna Nicole Smith was originally from Houston, Texas, and her birth name was Vicky Lynn Hogan. Smith always had a desire to be rich as a young teen. She was married and had a son before she ever became a dancer or even modeled for Playboy. She divorced and had $0 to her name. When she became a dancer, she left her son with her mother for a brief time and was so afraid to do it and felt gross her first encounter as a stripper. But when she saw all the money she made, she gained confidence. Soon after, when working at Gigi's Cabarets, she met James Howard Marshall. He was 60 years above her age and a billionaire. He asked for her hand several times until Smith gave in a year later. Their marriage only lasted 17 months. During that time, Marshall had bought Smith her own ranch where she partied and had a boyfriend. Every time she needed money, she would go to the house of Marshall's and strip in front of him, and he would end up giving her what she wanted. Housemaids at the time were witnesses to these events. After Marshall passed away, he did not include Smith in his will, and she went to court against his wishes and his son and lost. The jurors had commented on live TV that it was obvious she was all for the money. She took the case to the Supreme Court and won, but the case was appealed several times, and Anna Nicole Smith ended up with nothing. All her partying and sex at the ranch while married to Marshall was well documented and attested for. These aren't opinions, these are facts. People can search for them anyway. In the post I saw on Facebook, some girl was claiming Anna Nicole Smith wasn't monogamous. And just because she was not, it doesn't mean she didn't genuinely love Marshall. I think they were claiming she was poly, but there isn't data to support that she was. In terms of being in love with more than one person, that she might have had crushes or interest in others, maybe, but being in love, there wasn't any data, because she was polyamorous in the sense of having multiple partners. I think people can deem her a slut maybe, if they want to. I mean, whatever they desire to call her. But she definitely cheated on her husband Marshall, and in the end of all that, she ended up broke.